here we are again. What is today? Wednesday. Is anybody losing track of what day it is? It's Wednesday and I see blue sky. So it seems like about the time we're starting our art class, the sun's starting to pop out. So we won't be long. Mamas and dads and parents, teachers, whoever's got kiddos, let them draw with me, and then you guys can go take a break for a minute, and I will entertain your kids with some simple drawing lessons. And so today we're going to do a mermaid, and Kaden wants to do a merman, so I will show you how to do both a girl and a boy mermaid, and then we'll do some fun with the background. We'll watercolor it. I have a couple different styles. We'll see what we get through. I think everybody kind of needs to get outside here pretty quick. I got my own mermaid hair going on today. It's getting crazy, but it's kind of my quarantine hair. So anyways, yesterday's was really crazy when I saw the video, but anyways, oh well, it's life and it's me. So my name's Laurie, by the way. I kind of forget to introduce myself sometimes. Thank you for coming in and joining us to do this. Kaden and I are having a lot of fun with it, and we so appreciate your sharing this with other people, letting them know that I'm doing this every day during the week. And so make sure you share, invite your friends to come watch it with you. Last night there was a little glitch in Facebook, and it was only on the Facebook app. It wasn't noticeable on a computer or laptop or whatever, but all of a sudden the live videos were gone. And I kind of panicked, but I'm part of a coaching group and they were all talking about it too. And so it all came back, all was good. Not sure what was going on with that. Don't know if Facebook's kind of messing around with some of that stuff, but if that's the case, I think that I can download these and have them for future watching. So hopefully we won't lose them altogether. I don't think so. But anyways, so if you come back tonight and you can't find the live video, that may be why, and just get on a regular computer and check that way. So anyways, all right, we're going to get started. Let me get some paper. You got paper?
Yep.
You just want one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have one.
You want another one just in case?
Yeah. You can empty this.
So if you don't, so with the art supplies we're using, if this is the first time that you joined us, we're just using Sharpies and watercolor for this. We're keeping it really simple. You can still get stuff at Dollar General. I use a heavier weight paper than just copy paper because Sharpies want to, oh, we got to change the direction of this, Kaden. We about forgot. You want to be able to see what we're drawing here. There's our little mermaid. This is the one we're going to start with. Isn't she cute? Or I think we'll have fun with her. Okay, so say hello. Comments helps Facebook know I'm the real deal, not some crazy person trying to get out there and take advantage of a rough situation for people. So anyways, the more you comment and the more reactions and sharing I get, the more that Facebook will think, okay, we're going to show this to other people. So say hello. Tara, hi. I can't see. I'm looking for my phone on my stand here. So anyways, all right. So we're going to get started. So you kids have, I just lost my Sharpie. Did I set it over? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we have a Sharpie, and we have our heavier weight paper, cardstock, any kind of a heavier multi-purpose art paper. This particular paper is charcoal paper. It doesn't really matter. It's for charcoal. It kind of grabs the dust from that. But anyways, it's just what I had on hand. Watercolor paper is good. It's a little bit more expensive. There's different weights. So you definitely want a heavier weight paper for doing watercolor, for Sharpies, so it doesn't just soak into it. So, and I got my mixing color Crayola pan watercolors, which I love using. Doesn't matter what kind you have. These are just what I have had in the past when I've taught kids art in my home, because it's fun to mix colors and make new colors. So we're gonna get started here. So we're gonna start with this cute little mermaid. We're just gonna start with the basic, and I'll show you the point to stop. If your boys that are watching on here, I'll show you where to stop. You can kind of make your own hair, make them look more like a boy than a girl, and that will be, so that's where your imagination gets to go, and we'll have a lot of fun with this. Okay, so we're gonna look and find the middle of our paper. We want to know where the middle is, so that way we have a good starting point, so we don't get too far off to one side, top or bottom. We have room. So in our middle, we're gonna just realize that's where the mermaid or the merman's body is gonna be. So we want to just make a little circle with your finger, and then you jump above that, and then that's where we're gonna start our head. So the first thing I want you to do is to make a U. Kind of an open U, not as small of a U as you would if you were writing, but just a nice big U. Okay. Next, we'll just go ahead and put a face on this. So let's make our mermaid or merman happy. We just do a smile. We're going to keep this really simple today. Now we're just going to put a little dot or a little swish for a nose. We don't have to draw the nose on there. We can just kind of get the idea that it's there. And I'm going to keep very few details, so I'm not even going to make eyes, but you kids can do what you want. I'm just going to make a curve up for both eyes, and that's it. I'm not even going to do eyes. If you want, you could just put little dots under them. If you want, I know you girls may want some eyelashes. You could stop there if you're making a boy. You can make eyelashes. The only thing is with Sharpies, especially these, they're kind of big on the tips, and so sometimes if you try to get too little of detail, it gets kind of thick and just a big old black blob, and we don't want that to happen. So anyways, there's just a simple face. Okay, so now I'm gonna make, so where I stopped with my U, I'm going to come up right in the middle. I'm going to just make a dot right up at the top in the middle above. And then I'm going to curve down to each side of that face. Now you girls all have different hair. I know some of you have curly hair. I got crazy curly hair. I didn't have it when I was younger. I'm not sure what happened, but that's curly now. Okay, so we're not going to do anything else yet. We're not going to do any hair yet, because let's get the body on here before we do any more. So that way we can put the hair behind her. All right, we need a neck. So we're going to do 2 lines for our neck. And then we're going to come out, and we're going to keep simple lines. You're going to go about the length of your Sharpie lid if you have a Sharpie lid with you. Going both directions. Her arms are just going to be straight out because she's singing and she's swimming, and it's a beautiful day under the ocean. All right, so now underneath, let's see. Let's do this. Before we do the bottom of the arms, we're going to leave a gap, okay? And we want to go a little bit wider than the neck. We don't want her looking like she hasn't eaten in 6 months. You're just going to make 2 lines going down like that, okay? And then we're going to put just a curve up right across the top of that. If you're doing a boy, you wouldn't need to do that, but we're putting the girl in a swimsuit. If you're doing a boy, you can make a shirt or whatever, however you want to do it. And then I'm just going to put a tie around her neck like that for her swimsuit. If you're doing a boy, you can make it a tank top. All right, so down here, now I'm going to make a curve like this. This is where her waist is. So I curve just a little bit. Now I'm going to come down little itty bitty lines on each side. Just little lines coming down, and then I'm going to do another curve like that. Okay. Now we get to have fun and do our mermaid tail. You can make this as big as you want, but we're going to make so starting on the left side of her waist, I'm going to just curve out and curve in. You can curve as much as you want. And then on the other side of her waist, I'm gonna curve out and I'm gonna curve in and just kind of follow a little bit to the same curve shape. So there's her tail. Now we need our fins at the bottom. So we gotta make sure we had a little room for those. If not, just make them go off the edge. So I just didn't even tell you what I was doing there. I just drew it. So what we did on the other side, we're gonna curve up and down and out. Okay, sorry, I was just drawing away. Up and down and out. On this one, we're gonna go up and down and out. And then underneath, you're gonna go down and up and connect. This one, you're gonna go down and up and connect. There's our mermaid tail. Okay, so now we need to finish her arms, or his arms. So up here where we got the torso, we're gonna come out same length and stop at the same place. Just on the corner of each of those torso. Caden's got his merman's has cross bands. Let's show them real quick so they can see what you did on yours. So see how he's got it crossed. Okay, awesome. All right, so keep hands simple. All you're gonna do is make little oval shapes, almost like you're making mittens. Little oval shapes on each end. If you wanna do more detail, you can. All I did was that. And then at the top of where the arm came out, that top line and into that oval, I just make a little line, makes it look like a thumb. And then the same over here, just a little bit of a thumb. Just simple. You can add more detail to that if you want. Okay, so this is going great. Let's do hair. So if you're doing a boy, so you can just come up to the top of the head now where we did this dot in the middle. You're gonna curve out and just make the shape of a head. So that could be boy hair. If you leave it there, you can put some lines in it to show the hair. But if we're making a girl, you could do pigtails, you can do curly hair, but I'm just gonna do long hair. So I'm gonna just show you from the top of the head. I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna stop behind the arm. You could make the hair go over the arm if you wanted to, but you can make it long. And I'm gonna make more lines in it. Long. All kinds of lines to show the texture of your hair going through there. And then you can come to the other side and you can do it again. The water can be blowing it. Well, water doesn't really blow, but making it move out. And I just make little pieces coming out, and you can add to it if you want more of it. I will be excited to see all of your hair that you make for your mermaids or mermen. Make it look like you if you want. What's your hair look like? Okay, so there is the mermaid. Now a couple things we can add to it. Now we're gonna go on and add some fun things. So on your mermaid's top, you can add a pattern. You could do zigzags going across there. Just think we're gonna have time to paint when we're done. Or if you're gonna go outside, you can come back and paint it later tonight. If your mom needs time to work on dinner and needs something for you to do, you can say, hey Mom, can I paint my mermaid or can I draw more? Moms are gonna need lots of breaks right now where we're doing all this teaching. Now you can do scales. We've done scales before on our fish. You can just do U's and keep them spaced out if you want. Or let me show you this one again. This one I did them all close together where they touch. So it's like you're gonna make a bunch of bump, 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 bump going across. And then I go bump, 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 bump underneath. And I just keep making rows of bumps that touch. Okay, so if you want your scales to be really close, you can do it like that. Or you can make them further apart like this. And just make your scales all the way down your toe. tomorrow we're doing, is tomorrow Thursday?
Yep.
Yep, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, a rocket ship. We'll do a rocket ship tomorrow. We'll have fun painting with that one. We'll do some fun painting techniques to put our rocket ship in a galaxy. So it might be a 2-part thing. We may make our rocket ship on one piece of paper. Maybe even bring some scissors tomorrow. And we'll cut our rocket ship out and we'll make a background paper and we'll add it to it. So I did lines on her fins just to make them look like fish tails. So maybe we want our mermaid to be a princess mermaid. So I'm going to show you how to make a little bit of a crown to put on her head that we can keep it simple. So first I'm going to do the outside of her crown. So I'm going to make on her head, I'm going to come up and I'm going to curve out just a little bit on each side of her head. Okay, and then I'm going to make, at the end of that, I'm going to make 2 circles right on top of, or right beside each other, and then I'm going to do 1 circle right on top of that. Okay, over here, 2 circles side by side and then 1 circle on top. So you got 3 circles. Now from the circle, I'm going to make a small V going down and up. Not connecting to anything, but it comes out from the circles and it goes up. Nothing to connect to yet. On the other side, I'm going to come back. V down, V up. Okay. On top of that, you could do more circles or you can make a little hook going to the left for the one side and then come over and hook to the right for the other and bring it back down. And then I still have a little bit of a gap. It's just whatever you have that you can fit in there. So I have room for, I'm going to do a small curve in, kind of a little taller than everything else on one side and a curve in on the other side. And then I can decide, maybe I want a circle there and a circle there and a circle on top. She must be a really special princess because her crown is very tall. Then you could make some diamond shapes on it. Diamonds are just kind of sideways squares. You could make circles. And then when you paint these, you can make all the different colors you want to make your jewels in her crown. So there's her crown. All right, a couple more things we can do. She's under the water, so there might be some bubbles. So we'll just make circles. Different size, making a trail going up to the top. I get a little smaller as I go up. Make some circles over here to make them look a little bit like bubbles on your larger ones. Your little ones, you don't need to do that. Let's do a bigger bubble here so you can see. See my circle? Now I'm going to make a curve right along the side. If they're smaller, you could just do like that. Or you can make that little curve, make a second curve, and then close it in. So bubbles kind of pick up light, and that's what that's supposed to look like, is it's picking up a little light. So when you paint your bubbles, you would leave that little square this color that it is and not really put paint in it. Okay, some other things we could do. Do you remember when we drew fish the other day? So you're gonna curve, how do we start? Oh, we started with a V. A V facing, that's a fish mouth. And then we did a curve like that. Then you're going to connect those two. So there's our little fish mouth. We need a little eye on it. And then we're going to make a curve up and back and down and back. And then we're going to put our little fish tail, and you can make it like you did your mermaid's tail, or you can just make a triangle. Make some little fins at the bottom of your fish by putting little squares on it. You put a little triangle at the top. You can make your fish squares by making sideways V's or U's, your little skulls. So you remember that? You can make a fish with the mouth closed. So let's come, I'm gonna come down here and put one. So this is, I'm just gonna do, I have a point that I'm starting from, so I'm gonna curve up and down. And then I'm going to go back to that starting point and I'm going to curve down and up and connect it. And then I'm going to make a triangle on the end for my tail. I'm going to put little lines on it. Kind of drawn small so it's hard to see. Little eye for my fish. and little fins coming down and up. We could do a bunch of those. It could be a whole school of fish. Doesn't have to be pointed. This one looks a little bit more like angelfish. You can make taller fins, make it happy. Just kind of do your thing. You could add stripes on your fish. You could do a starfish. A starfish has 5 arms, and I showed you how to do it the other day. I'm trying to remember how we did 5 separate pieces, and we just kind of layered them. So you can do it like that. So you curve out and you connect the bottom, almost like 5 carrots. And remember, they move, so they don't always have to have their arms perfectly spaced. Also, that would make a nice flower too, if we were making flowers. There's our little starfish. What else should we make, Kaden? You got any other ideas?
A crab.
A crab. You could do a crab, yep. I'm gonna start painting. Can we see yours? See your guy? Oh, I like his hair.
That's not hair. That's like a hood or a jacket.
Oh, he's got a hood on? Cool. All right, so we're going to watercolor.
Look at my small fish.
What color of hair do you want your mermaid hair to be? You guys can make it. I was looking at pictures last night of mermaids, and I saw pink hair. I like the pink hair. You make red hair like Ariel, if you want. Or you can make it blonde like you, if you have blonde hair. Or dark hair, dark brown hair. Or she could have turquoise hair. Whatever color of hair you want. Make rainbow hair. I don't know. There's just a lot of options. I kind of like the pink hair. Oops, she's got it on her eye. I cannot wait to see you guys' pictures today. I love seeing the drawings and the paintings you all have done. You're doing so well. I hope you enjoy doing this. Because I'm having fun doing it. It's nice for me to just stop and not have to be running all the time and get ready for classes all the time. Even though I love that too, I have enjoyed being able to paint and draw with the kids or whoever it is that's watching. Sometimes it's a blessing just to slow down a little bit. All right. Now our hair's kind of pink and definitely red hair. Okay, so let's see if I can get different colors on her scales. I'm gonna start with blue. I don't want my brush too wet. Remember how to get your watercolors wet by getting it really wet inside the tray. Then your colors are nice and bold in there. So you get those really loose with the water to where your water's a really bright color. Really picks up the color that's in there. And then don't get so much water on your paper. If you get too much water on your paper, it's super easy. Just take a paper towel and you can just soak it up. Just lay it on there and it'll pull up some of the water. And it'll dry faster, or if you need to change something, that works. That helps to make that possible. So I'm doing blue inside the scales here. Because my scales are spread apart. Now, if yours are close together, you could just paint it all blue and then add some other colors, but I'm going to add some yellow on top of this. I'm going to paint my blue and her tail. I'm going to do every other section and let that dry. Okay. Now I'm going to get my yellow that's kind of green because we mixed it so much yesterday. It's getting pretty old, so my yellow's not near yellow like it was. Good job, Kaden. All right, so now I got a nice lime green going on here because of my yellow. But I'm gonna go back and I wanna paint this in between, and I'm gonna not worry about if it touches that blue because it's gonna kind of blend it and have kind of a neat pattern, texture, color to it. So I got it all painted in between here. Good fishtail color. If you're on here and you're still watching, I can draw. Do you want me to draw another mermaid sitting on a rock? Tell me if you still would want that now, because otherwise, if nobody's really wanting to hang out and draw for a lot longer, I'll just go on and let you guys go do your thing. But if you want, I'll do one other mermaid. So tell me what your kiddos want. If you need more time, I know now's a good time for rest time before we head outside from doing schoolwork. I know my mom, when we were kids growing up, we always had to have reading time. I'm sure that was my mom's break. She had 4 kids. I was the youngest, so I was the one that was always good. All right, now I need to do her top, which I'm going to do. I think I'll do stripes every other. But anyways, we had to have rest. Oh, hey, Laura. Sophie says yes, she wants another mermaid. Okay, I will do it for Sophie. Sophie, I'm going to draw another mermaid just for you. You got to show it to me, okay? It's nice knowing names of who's watching, too, because then I feel like I can actually talk to you if I can read my computer from where I'm sitting. All right, so we could paint and paint and paint here, but I'm going to draw another one. All right, Lori. All right, somebody else wants to see a mermaid on the rock. Okay, so we're going to do that here really quick. Let me just show you these bubbles. So I'm going to paint my bubbles blue. And then I'm leaving that little space in between those little the little squares that we drew in there. I'm not painting those in. Well, let me just kind of show you a background, whatever you want to do. I'm about out of purple paint. But you can make your water. You can paint all of this as much as you want. But I won't do that with you right now because you guys are good at that. You don't need me to show you how to paint, especially if you've been doing this with me already for a couple days. But you can make patterns in your water with your paintbrush. Did you do salt the other day on your paint, and then when it dried and it came off, it left a texture? This would be a good one for that. If you get all your mermaid painted and your fish and everything else, and then you painted your water and put salt on it, that would make some really neat textures in your water. So anyways, I will stop with this and we're going to draw another mermaid. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. This was a fun one. What do you think, Caden? Mm-hmm. Yep. His is looking awesome too. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside. And you guys should see my dining room. I'm not in my art studio. I have an awesome art studio out here, and I can't even do that in here because my Wi-Fi is not good enough. And I needed to quit making that an excuse to not do stuff like this. So I am in my dining room, and rather than having to take it down and put it up every day, it's just set up like this every day. So it's become the art room. I have 2 tables in here, and so it's just kind of a mess right now. But it's a good mess, and I'm so glad I get to do this. So, all right, mermaid on a rock. So we're gonna start just the same way that we did our other mermaid, okay? So you can make this one, you can make her face down a little bit farther, or his face, instead of way up at the top, because then we can do some other things because she's out of the water. So we'll have some other fun things that I can show you to do. So now we're gonna start right in the middle of our paper. So I got my finger right in the middle, and this is where I'm gonna start with my U. Remember we did kind of a wide U, okay?
He's a yellow mermaid.
A yellow mermaid.
I tried to make it.
He looks like he's, like if you were looking at comic books or something, like he would, I don't know, like he's like anime type drawing. Okay, so we got our U here. So remember, I gotta look at this other one because the mermaid I drew earlier, she kind of looks angry. I don't want an angry mermaid. We're happy. All right, smile. Just a little itty bitty swish for a nose. And then however you want to do your eyes, we'll just do 2 upward lines. So you can come back and you can add little dots under there. The nose was kind of up high, but that's okay. All right, let's do at the top of our U, little itty bitty curves, little C's. These are ears. Okay, we didn't do that before. All right, now, before we do our hair, well, let's go ahead, we'll put a dot. So above our U, we're gonna come up just a little ways. You're gonna make a dot up here. So that's where the top of the head is. So this is where you can decide what kind of hair you want, but we're not gonna do all the hair because we wanna get the body first, okay? So we just did the curve in going to the ear and the curve in going to the ear on each side. All right, neck. So now we got our 2 lines for our neck. Okay, so this is where we're gonna do something a little different with the arms, okay? So remember, you don't have to get too detailed with this. So first we're gonna make 2 short lines coming out. Those are the shoulders, okay? We didn't go long like we did with the other girl because her arms were going way out to the side because she was spinning and swimming, okay? This one's gonna be sitting on a rock. Okay, so we're gonna come down here before we do any arms. We're gonna do the top of the suit here. And then we're going to just make one side of it. I'm not doing this side, so it's almost like the number 7, okay? All right, now, before we do the tail sitting on the rock, so you got your shoulders, then you got the line for the top of her suit. If you wanna go ahead and put the little tie to tie the suit on around her neck, you can do that, or if you're doing something different, you know, whatever you want clothes-wise to put on your mermaid or merman, you go, you be the designer for it. Okay, so we're gonna bring this shoulder out. We're gonna come down and we're gonna curve it in just like that. So where that shoulder was, I came and I made a curve and I came right down to about the bottom of where that other side of the suit would be, or her top. And then I'm gonna come down on this side and make that side of the arm, okay? So now we have this isn't almost enclosed in. All right. Now I'm gonna, on the outside of this arm, this is the elbow. I'm gonna come down just a little bit and I'm gonna go across right there. And I'm not, don't go too far because we don't want our arm to get too long, but I went right across and just angled down just a little bit. I still have that gap there. And then I'll show you how to close that in. Now we're gonna bring this one down And I didn't quite make them touch there because we're gonna put her hand there, and we'll figure that out after we get her tail on. Okay, so there's one arm. It's gonna be kind of across her lap. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bring this line down because I know it can go down now. And we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the other arm here in a minute. Is everybody good with this? Am I going too fast for any of the kids? How's Sophie doing? Just wanted to make sure I'm not going too fast. Of course, you guys can stop it later and rewatch it. All right, so there's her arm. Now, we're gonna come down about where her elbow is, right under her elbow. I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna make a curve out and a curve in.
I'm done with my mermaid.
Your merman? Let me see him. Here's Caden's merman. He's kind of a ninja. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. A ninja merman. Pretty cool. Oh, look. You made him look like the fish was his. That's pretty cool, Caden. Do you see that? See how he made his merman tail look actually even like a fish with an eye and fins on it? Very cool. All right. Okay, so we have our mermaids, this curve, and this is where her legs or her fishtail's gonna go. So I have this big curve and I'm coming back straight across this way to the side. Okay, now I wanna come down. So I'm gonna curve down. This is gonna be the end of her tail. I made a big curve like that. And then let's go ahead and put her hand on. I think we'll do that. Just like we did a mitten. We just do an oval. We don't need any kind of details for this. So I just did an oval, made it look like she has a mitten. If you want to add fingers, you can do all that, but I just kind of keep it simple. This is a good starting point for drawing even cartoons. Okay, so the top of her tail. So where her hand is, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna come down here and just meet almost where the end of that is. And then I move that out of the way, getting kind of crowded with all my papers here. All right, so then we're gonna so we got her sitting here. This is where her rump is, and then her legs are coming down, or her fishtail's coming down. And then we're gonna make the fins on the end. So on the end, you're gonna curve up and down and out, okay? So I went up and down and out, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna go down and up and connect. And then I'm gonna do one on the other side. So I'm gonna go up and down and out. Getting right to the edge of my paper, but that's okay. Then I'm gonna make this one go down and up and connect. So it went right off the side, that's all right. All right, so we gotta do the other arm, and then we'll figure out where, let's just make this arm just kind of going behind her so we don't even have to worry about it. It's on the rock. So we're gonna go ahead and make her shoulder coming down, and then we're gonna just go right behind her leg. So you won't even see where her hand is. And then coming down from where the top of her top is, you're gonna come right down here and just make now her arms behind her leg. Okay, so now we're gonna, before we do her hair, we're gonna do the rock she's sitting on. So the rock, you're not gonna just see right underneath her. It's gonna kind of go behind her too, to give the look that you can see that she's got rock, that it gives a 3D look. So it's not like it's just a flat picture. So I'm gonna come out from here, and I'm just gonna make whatever shape I want to give a rock shape for her to sit on. So I just came out, and here's what she's sitting on. I don't have to worry about that side. And then I'm gonna bring my rock down just a little bit, and then the bottom of it, I can make whatever shape I want, okay? Because this is where the water is. So the rock, depending on the shape, is where the water's gonna hit. Now you can make some lines going down, not all the way solid, but just some lines going down like that. And then we're gonna add little ripples. And I just do little itty bitty lines. I don't make it go solid, but I keep wrapping around this rock. So these are the little ripples of the water. I'm just barely touching my paper and just wrapping these lines around. And it makes it look like the water is rippling up against the rock, okay? And you don't have to keep going with that. You can space some out if you still want a couple little ripples in the water. But we're not going to do more. No, we're going to do some stuff up here, but let's get our mermaid's hair. So depending on what your hair is going to be like, you can just add to it. You can put lines in it. So it gives the texture of hair. I'm going to put some on the other side. So there's the other side of her hair. Okay. Now you can add your texture to your, you can do whatever patterns you want to on her clothes and her tail. It's whatever you want. If I'm doing the scales all close together, remember it's a U, so I make a U and I touch the bump of the one above. You touch the bump, you touch the bump, you touch the bump, you touch the bump. Takes practice. It may not come together right all at the beginning, but you can practice those shapes. Just making U's going continuous all the way down. And I'm kind of turning it because her legs are going out to the side now. And then I come back and I'm turning so it's going down towards the bottom. Now if you wanted to just do like the other mermaid, you can just do the little U's that are spaced apart. They still look just as good. It's just up to you how much detail and drawing you feel like doing. I know there's some kiddos that if they could draw all day long, 24/7 they would. So it's just what you want to do, but I just want to show you some different things. Starting to make me think this is a corn on the cob. Okay. Now, a couple little lines in her tail. And then I'm going to show you a couple more things you can add to this. And then I'm going to be done for today. After I show you a few things you can add to this. And then I can't wait to come back and look and see what you guys all did with your fish. So the first thing before I do the water line, can we set that back over there for me really quick, just so I can see? You could put a crown on her head if you want. She can be a princess mermaid, just like the other one. No, I don't need it. Just lay it right here. It's right here, bud. I just lay it down. It's fine. All right. So up here, way up towards the top of your paper. You boys will be interested in this for sure. Okay, so I'm going to make a line that curves kind of up like this, just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to make a straight line back like that. And then I'm going to bring this line down. And then I'm going to close this off like this. You're like, what in the world are you drawing? Let me show you. All right. I'm going to make another line across top of that. I'm going to close that off and I'm putting lines in the middle. We are making a pirate ship. So you guys may be better at making pirate ships than me, but I'm just making just a simple one. And it's supposed to be far off. There's the part that sticks out at the front. So now, see, I didn't do the bottom, so this is where I can make my water. And you can even make water behind that to give it the look that it's far away, but there's still more water behind it. Okay, now we can do, I would go ahead and put all your masks in before you did your, I probably ran out of room. Should have a crow's nest up there. But you can put your mast in before you do all your poles and stuff. And you could make a pirate symbol on it, but you can make the ropes that come down that they climb up and put cross things on that. Caden's always been a fan of pirate stuff. His bedroom's kind of decorated in pirate things, so we do have quite a few piratey things. If you ever watch VeggieTales, you could make flags going down that. We can do a whole lesson on drawing pirate ships too, if you want. There's a really intricate one that I did with Caden from a book a while back. You need your windows for the cannons, lines in the ship for the boards. So there's our pirate ship. You can make a Jolly Roger. If I knew how to make one, it'd be better. Not looking. Looks like a Jolly Dog Roger. Looks like a puppy. But anyways, there's our pirate ship. Let's see. What's some other things? If you want, I mean, you just add water, but you could make fish coming up. You could do sharks, fins, or whales, or just whatever. Just the things that are farther away would be smaller. So if you want it to look like it's way off in the distance, you would put them towards the top of the paper. The things that are down farther, down here would be closer to her. So if you think about that, that kind of helps you know better on size. So there is our mermaid sitting on a rock. And this one will be fun to paint too. We got our pirate ship. If you want more pirate ships, if you guys do want me to do a pirate ship drawing sometime, we won't do it this week, but you can do that. We'll do that sometime. Just tell me what you'd like to draw. I'll take some ideas. But anyways, thank you for joining us today. This was fun. Get outside. I see lots of blue sky and sunshine. It's supposed to get super nice. I'm so ready for nice weather. But I still think it's important for us to draw together, give moms and dads a break from homeschooling because it's not what they're used to doing, and gives them time to maybe think about some new plans and things to do with you guys. So just, it's good to give them breaks. So anyways, there is our mermaid on the rock, and here's our first mermaid that's swimming in the water and just singing. And here's Caden's Ninja Merman with a super cool fishtail body that he's got going on. So, all right, you guys have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, a flamingo. I saw a flamingo, Jennifer. I saw a flamingo, a dancing flamingo. That would be fun. So anyways, all right, so maybe we'll add that to next week. All right, see you all soon.